Okay, hi guys. Lisa here, the multifaceted medium. I'm here with my cousin Melissa. Hi Melissa.
Hello.
We did some emotional code reprogramming on Melissa back on January 31st. I'm just checking my notes here. When we did this emotional code reprogramming for her, I asked Melissa, she had some mid to low back pain. And more mid-back, you would say, right, Melissa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I asked her on a scale of 1 to 10. With this work, I like to give a scale because I think it really helps people understand where the pain level is. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I asked her, where would you rate this? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And Melissa said it was 7. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. And so after we were done this emotional code reprogramming, which I do by proxy, I'm able to tune in, and I actually find the work is better doing it that way. Spirit uses me as a vehicle. I do a prayer and pull in the energy. I work with my guides. And what I'm able to do is tune into Melissa's subconscious programming that we're all programmed since birth. You know, we're put in front of a television at an early age, and it's a program, and we're always taught these different things. And what this work does is it works to unblock the emotional programming that's been put on us or placed upon us from childhood, which it's no fault of anyone's. It's just part of life. It's, you know, we come into this world, we're pure love, and then we're conditioned out of it in a way. So it's just learning how to reprogram the mind and put things back in order. Does that make sense? So I'd like to share that with people beforehand, just so they have a little understanding. So basically what we're doing is unpacking the luggage, the stuck stuff that we've all been carrying around for all our lives. I'm doing a lot of this work on myself, and I'm defining that sharing it with others has been very successful. People have been having great success stories, and so Melissa is here today to share with us her success story. So we ended up, I just want to share a little bit there, and then Melissa, I'm going to turn this over to you and let you share what you've experienced. So we did find some different emotional blocks. It took us about a half hour or so. There were still other emotions we found attached, but we were able to pull enough of it off, or clear enough of it, I should say, that Melissa was able to go from a 7, and instantaneously, by the time I was done the session, which ran about a half hour, I was able to call her back, and I had a feeling, I knew instantaneously, it was a knowing from Spirit, that she instantaneously cleared. So she went from a 7 to a 0, and I heard you're going to be very surprised. So when I reached out to Melissa that night, Melissa, tell me what you felt, what you experienced, and what was your level then? Where did you go to?
Basically, that's what happened. My pain was a 7. It was more on the right side of my mid-back. And at the end of, during the session, I belched a lot.
Let me explain something for 1 second for the people listening. The belching is normal. It's the energy. It's all energy, you know, that's coming up. And so when something comes up to the surface, it needs to clear. So a release like that is a normal thing. So go ahead, Melissa.
Okay, and then at the end, when I moved my back, I couldn't feel the pain anymore. So it was a 0.
And it was instantaneously gone for you.
Yes.
Now, were you surprised by that?
Yes, I was very surprised because the pain I had been holding for weeks, and I got a massage and it only brought it down to a 6.
Okay.
So this emotional reprogramming brought it down completely to a 0.
That's awesome. I'm really glad it helped you. Now, have you had any more of the pain come back in that area?
I had a little bit more of the pain come back like the next day and the next couple of days, but it wasn't as severe. And now, as I'm talking to you, I have a 0 pain level.
So it's fluctuating. Okay. So, and that's interesting because what I tuned in, and I'll share this with everybody before we turn off the recording, and then I'll share the private stuff with you. What I found was, you know, there was still some attachments to other areas. So it's mind, it's body, and spirit. And so there's many different areas it works with the energy. And what I find is when you have a stuck area with one area, it's like peeling the layers of an onion. You know, you think of an onion and you peel back the layers, and as you peel back one, new fresh stuff will come to the surface. And so a lot of things will keep coming up and then coming out. Personally, for me, I've been dealing with, you know, bringing stuff to the surface, and I share this with you. Some of the skin issues that are coming up, it's coming up so I can visually see it and then release it. So Melissa, now you've been sharing with me, and I hope it's okay to share that, that you've been having some experiences, and you don't have to go into detail, but things that are coming up, kind of similar emotions, if you'd say, things that we've just cleared that's coming back up for you, and you're starting to say, well, is this normal? Am I supposed to feel this? Is that what you were saying to me?
Yeah, so I'm basically having emotions come up since then through dreams and through feelings. And just wondering if that was normal since the emotional reprogramming that are coming to the surface.
Yes, and thank you for asking that question, and we'll share that with people so they're aware. So I like to share with people, if you don't know what to expect, you would kind of think that was this crazy thing. Why is this happening to me? I shared with Melissa earlier, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. A lot of times when this comes up, we think, why, go away, because we don't want to deal with it. Really what it's doing, it's just coming to the surface so you can see it. And most things, for whatever reason, we've shoved them away for years. And it's, lifetimes worth of stuff. It's not always even all yours. And so what I'm finding is a lot of what we shove in comes in through our DNA when we're born. So if an emotional thing happened that may be similar to something that happened in your life, but it may have happened to your parents or your grandparents, or it may be a feeling that they held on to for years and years and years, that gets passed down. Whether it's in the line of the DNA or whether it's in programming. Like, maybe a parent treats you a certain way because they were treated a certain way. And it's nothing against them. We're all a program of what we've been through. Those experiences are what grow us, what make us. We can be the ones who change that just by reprogramming the thoughts, our patterns, the belief systems. And a lot of it's really just that. But these emotions start in the organs in the body. And it's kind of like it's energy, right? So something happens to you along the way and, again, we shove it down, but when you're able to release it, and that's probably why it's coming up, and a lot of times it will come in dreams. So I love that you shared that, Melissa, because dreams are the easiest way for most people to understand what it is they're going through. The subconscious mind works on autopilot, right? It's always going in the background. It's what keeps you breathing. It keeps your heart going. It keeps everything going. When you're thinking and you're in your mind, that's the conscious mind. And when it's busy thinking, the subconscious mind's over there still running the body and doesn't have to think about anything, but it's programmed a certain way to do certain things. And so when we can shift that subconscious, the conscious mind then goes, oh, okay, there's a new program. Let me follow that. And then it just starts doing a new program. And it's like anything, when you start any type of new program system, whatever, it usually takes about 28 days, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little less, depending on the person. If they're somebody who's always done something the same way, think about it. Until you've had a shift, I like to call it a holy shift because I believe Spirit is helping us with this, until you've had that holy shift, and it's like that aha moment. So for me, it's when the person feels that pain release, that's like the first shift. But there's many shifts. It's like peeling that onion. As you peel, there's going to be another shift and another shift. And, is it going to be a forever thing? No, I don't think so. But, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
42.
Okay. So 42 years, you've been programming this. It's not going to go away tomorrow. It takes time. And the fact that you're doing the work on yourself is huge. Like self-improvement, self-growth, learning about yourself is huge. It's all self-love. And the more self-love you can give yourself, the more you're able to then help others. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I found with this work. It's super powerful. And so I'm just going to turn this back to you, Melissa, and let you share anything else, anything you want to share.
I feel that it does work, and it definitely helped me release the pain. And I feel like I'm processing more emotions now, moving forward in a positive direction.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And just to let everybody know, it is a full moon, so be gentle with yourself. I don't know when you'll see this video, but remember, around full moons, if you're processing stuff, it's always going to be heightened, okay? So new moons are a great time to set intentions. So as that comes up, set this intention to heal even more and move further in an easy way. So it's all about intention. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm going to turn